Get ready for bed with me as we talk about how women are not able to reach their full potential, or why they feel as though they're not very successful or not as successful as they thought they would be by now. So first things first, I went ahead and put on my little skincare headband because we're trying to protect them edges. And yeah, the number one reason why women feel like they cannot reach their full potential, or women are often held back from reaching their full potential, is because of societal expectations and gender roles. So as a woman, I can say that oftentimes women are expected to put their feelings and how they actually feel on the back burner, or prioritizing the ability to take care of those around them. Most of the time, society already has in mind how a woman or women should behave, act, treat others, what they should and should not be doing, and all of that crazy stuff. Sadly, the only things that I feel like society focuses on nowadays when it comes to being a woman is motherhood, being a wife, and taking care of her family. Let's just be honest. Well, I'm not the only person that has to feel this way. I feel like women are not able to just freely express themselves without having judgment. A woman is trying to pursue something new, such as like a career, hobby, or anything. It's always like second guessing from those people that are like around her. For example, like if I'm saying, well, I think I want to go back to school and do X, Y, and Z, there's gonna be someone in a corner saying like, girl, why you want to do that? Or a man is just like, you need to focus on taking care of your family and da-da-da, or doing things around the home, or like, you know, sticking to the basics. A lot of times women are carrying most of the load in the home. Yes, we may have some guys who are actually like the breadwinner, or sometimes majority of the women today are single, so she's carrying around majority of the burdens within the home, especially if she is a mother. However, she can also have a male living in the home or residing in the home, maybe her husband or whoever, and still carry most of the load, because a man feel as though the woman should make the house a home. And again, this results in making a woman put herself on the back end to make sure that she is taking care of her household and those around her. Another reason why I feel like we often don't reach our full potential, because we struggle with imposter syndrome really bad. And when I say personally, I can speak for myself when I say this, because sometimes I could be doing something or trying to pursue something, and it's like, girl, who do you think you are? Or you can't do this, or you don't have the ability to do that, X, Y, and Z. And it's like, most of the times I am viewed as like a strong individual, or someone who's just always going no matter what, or one of God's strongest survivors. Like, take me off that list, because I don't want to be the one who always has to carry the bulk of the load, or be in an army marching for the Lord. And I'm not saying it as though like, oh, I don't want to serve God and stuff like that. I just want to be taken off that strongest warrior list. Women just need to focus on believing in herself more, knowing that she can do it, practice daily affirmations, because imposter syndrome is real. Most women do not have like a strong support system behind them when it comes to having someone to turn to or lean on, or even vent about the things that they want to accomplish just in life and do. You may be like, okay, well, she should have enough motivation or self-determination to just go ahead and pursue her dreams, whether or not she has someone there by her side or not. And personally, I feel like that is not true. Again, that just reverts back to society feeling like women should be these strong individuals and just master the world under any circumstance. The lack of support can weigh down on a person, having them feeling like they have to do everything alone, or that they just don't have one shoulder to lean on when things get hard, or they're wanting to accomplish more. When a woman is like in a male dominant role, 9 times out of 10, she's not gonna have the support that she would if she was under a male leader. And when I say this, is because I don't care what they say has changed over the years. They want women to be like here and men here. So if you find a man in a higher position versus a woman, you will see that he has all type of mentors, network connections, and things like that, versus a woman who's in a male dominant field. Support is slim to none. Whatever they can do to keep a woman here, they're gonna do it. And if that means like the lack of resources, the lack of network connections, the lack of mentorship, that's exactly what they're gonna do. A lot of women do not have work and life balances. I talked about this in my video on yesterday, just stressing the importance of having a work-life balance. A lot of women, or you all, or we, don't have a work balance. And this kills a lot of us because we're always in go mode, and it should not be that way. It can also lead to burnout as well, and oftentimes we don't just really pay attention to that. However, we become more overwhelmed than what we actually think. At the end of the day, I feel like no woman should feel like she has to have it all together, because you are going to burn yourself out, because you are juggling so many responsibilities to where it's like you're losing yourself and you're losing focus on what really matters the most. People will not like to admit to this next one, but I will say gender bias and discrimination also plays a part in this as well. Women are still experiencing discrimination, like unequal pay, fewer opportunities in career advancement, being overlooked in leadership positions, which I feel like it should not be that way. And overall, these particular characteristics can diminish a woman's motivation and confidence. This next one, I think it goes for all of us. Perfectionism. Feeling like we have to have everything super, super perfect, or it's not gonna go right. Next thing will be fear of failure or rejection, lack of financial literacy. Negative self-talk is a huge one, I feel like, as well as physical and mental health challenges and stereotypes and culture barriers. We all know that sometimes we can stop ourselves from reaching higher points because we'll talk ourselves out of doing something because we are afraid of being rejected, let down. The amount of times that I have had to make myself snap back into reality and just tell myself like, hey girl, you can do this, is insane. The mind is crazy. If you are not strong and grounded, you will let your thoughts take over every time because you are afraid of rejection. A lot of resources are not provided to us when it comes to like business ventures or financial education and career advancements to where we are making like these higher salaries. And I also feel like they purposely do that because they feel like women are not supposed to be more successful than a man, or women cannot rule the world. And also negative talk. Like I said, you should practice daily affirmations every day to get out of that negative headspace, because you will be your biggest downfall if you don't. I don't care if it's something simple as I'm beautiful, I'm smart, I will be successful, X, Y, and Z. You have to stop the negative talk because this is going to be one of your worst nightmares if you don't. A lot of women also suffer from depression and anxiety. This is the year that we practice self-care and we go out and we seek therapy, sis, because a lot of women do not know how to navigate their feelings and they fall off the deep end because they don't know how to address their depression or anxiety, or they feel as though they will be judged because they say that they are struggling with these things, because most of the time, especially in the African American community, they feel as though you cannot deal with these things or it's only for a show. And last but not least, stereotype and culture barriers. They would actually try to persuade women, because I'm truthful, they would actually try to persuade women away from applying for certain opportunities. Yes, this sounds crazy, but it's true. like I said, it all results back to a woman being at the bottom of the chart. I feel like women are just not capable of doing hard or technical jobs. So now that we have discussed that, I will say if you are a person who are struggling with any of these things, that you start working on this today, because at the end of the day, you have to do what it takes to make sure that you are successful and that you beat these stereotypes or the statistics and come out on top every time. Stop being your biggest critic, your biggest downfall, your biggest enemy, and get up and do what you got to do in order to make your money, have peace, and success. It's just that simple. I know at one point I stopped doing my skincare, but topics like this, like, I really showed just great interest in it simply because I'm a woman who has felt like I have been fighting for my spot at the top for the longest. Despite, you know, like my parents passing away, I feel like I have been struggling to get to the top. And now that I feel like I do have a good job and I have a peace of mind, there are some things that I'm still like working on or whatever. I'm just like, man, I feel like I've made it. I feel like all of my hard work is like paying off. And I want you to be able to feel that way too. So that's why I continue to come on here and drop these videos like this, because I'm just like, I wish I had someone to talk to or to relate to when it comes to these particular topics, because honestly, I want all of the ladies to win, because there's nothing like a successful woman being able to do what she want to do and have a peace of mind while she's doing it. But hey, I'm just a messenger. That's going to be all for tonight, and I will see you guys next time.